he has a better understanding of what to do with Yoshi's tools. As I've discussed this with him in depth, I feel like this Yoshi is closest in line with Smash 4 Yoshi's movement, but Melee and 64's neutral tools.
Really?
Yeah, the way that forward tilt is utilized and how you go for your kill feels very reminiscent of 64.
Yeah, and I guess Melee as well, because you know that forward tilt is actually essentially the same angle as the Melee forward tilt. Completely different animation.
Yeah, no big boot. I miss
yeah,
big boot.
Big boot is so cute. It's the cute big boot.
Also, similar to 64, just based off the lack of mechanics in 64, because you can't tech forward air, and then you can almost get killer combos with Yoshi from forward air and up tilt.
Forward air, up tilt, up air, up air, up air. It looks like that up air is able to combo into itself. It also looks like Suarez is going for a lot of these little Yoshi bombs, the down B. Perhaps a little bit of a safer move in this game than in past iterations.
Yeah, now that you can mix up where Yoshi Bomb lands you, because you can go through platforms or opt not to, it makes it a bit more varied of a tool.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
And just taking a look at the match at hand, it's worth noting StockTaker had opted to go for the Wolf Switch. I feel very smart counter pick going into Yoshi. And for the stage, Kala's Pokemon League, which, while I think the stage is really good for StockTaker as a player, I don't know if it's as good for Wolf. I say this because Wolf's going to struggle to follow where Yoshi can go. Yoshi's going to be able to retreat much more easily. And Yoshi can take more advantage of the platforms than Wolf does, I feel. Wolf's recovery not really attuned to using the platforms well. But from down deep, side B is going to kill?
Yeah, that was real strong.
Wolf's in there, man.
Wolf's side B is really, really strong in both. His downward spiking hitbox and that sideways hitbox. Oh, almost gets that landing back air to up smash.
I feel like it's something that Suarez has been experimenting with, because it looks like Bear 1 can drag down and it's set up for something else.
Yeah, reminiscent of perhaps, you know, the Lynx with their landing down, landing back air, I mean.
Yes. Yeah, as the kids say, big if true.
StockTaker has been literally shutting Suarez down with these missiles. Every time Suarez wants to approach, he's using that blaster shot to absolutely shut down the approach. And Suarez, though he's taken that stock, is at 114 on his last. So he's going to need a little bit more in the tank. Once again, you see that neutral B is so good at shutting down approaches. I held my breath.
I think it's even more valuable. Oh, hold on. That's going to kill. I think the blaster's even more valuable for the fact that it's not nearly as laggy as it looks, and more importantly, StockTaker's using it at a distance where he doesn't have to really worry about the lag. He's trying to use it at max distance, and I think that's the best way to go about using it.
Yeah, I would agree for sure. Because it travels so slow, you're allowed to use it at max distance without it being awkward, because it still travels, and so you can send it out and then be safe far back. Versus a Falco laser, where if you're standing far away and you use it and you miss, you're going to lose a lot of that stage. You might not get hit, obviously, because you're standing so far back, but your opponent can just go forward. Because Wolf's laser goes so slowly, it covers the stage.
Now, Game 3 is going to be taking us to Pokemon Stadium 2. As a quick reminder, here at AON, we run winners, losers, and grand finals as best of 5. So whoever wins this still has a little bit of a fight ahead of them. And the pick to Pokemon Stadium, I feel, is actually a really solid pick for Suarez. We found through looking at the data for the game itself, and quick huge shout out to Rubendahl and other data miners for that type of information. The platforms that sit on Pokemon Stadium are relatively low compared to the rest of the legal stages. And because of that, I feel like they're really good for characters that can just assault in the air like Yoshi, but also like Wolf, and we've seen that very early on in this set.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw that little recovery that Suarez went for. with the air dodge. That actually, the directional air dodge does help Yoshi a little bit, because if he gets knocked out of his jump, he can still directional air dodge the stage, similar to a single ice climber up B. It's a little bit, it's not a lot, but it could be the difference you need, though it was not on that last recovery that Suarez went for.
A few hits traded here and there, and StockTaker still chilling. Shooting at 156% though, so this isn't going to be too difficult for Suarez to end out.
Though StockTaker does have rage, so he's going to put a lot of damage on with these combos. And again, using this laser to completely box out Suarez. He's not able to approach from the air or the ground, though he gets that grab release. That's pretty effective.
What a trade! That was gross!
Yeah, that was a pretty whack trade.
So I feel coupled with the Blaster, because this is a tool that we can see almost immediately used after Blaster by StockTaker, is forward tilt. Forward tilt being very quick for Wolf and a very good spacing tool.
Yeah, it has a massive hitbox, and so Wolf can use it completely to his advantage. Just watching StockTaker use this laser. Not right now, though. Suarez boxing him out in the corner.
Yeah, I feel like the way that StockTaker is playing Wolf is not the traditional way that I had expected this character's tools to be utilized, because he's doing it a lot more as though he was playing a traditional zoner. He's trying to control a set amount of space, uses tools predominantly for keep away, but then of course using Wolf's tools as I feel like they were more intended to go in for heavy damage and kills once the time is right.
Yeah, it absolutely feels, it almost looks like we're watching him play Villager here.
Just replace the slingshot.
Slingshot with a massive laser.
He's got the gun.
Suarez putting on a lot of damage. That down air is gonna start to rack it up to the point where Suarez might be able to get a kill in a few more hits. Oh, reads a roll there, not gonna get it though.
And they're at a shield is gonna be putting. Oh no, that was too far. The fear got him. And game 3 is going to go to Suarez.
Yeah, it looked like StockTaker was so focused on getting out of that position that he wasn't able to make it back to stage. He was like panicking off stage on the left side. You know Yoshi has a great edge guarding game. If he's not going to hit you with that forward air, he's going to hit you with that nair. And StockTaker, in a difficult position, goes for that side B, not able to get back to stage. And that's going to spell doom for him on that second game. But it's a best of 5 because we are in winners finals.
Yep, and game 4 is going to be bringing us, looks like the Fountain of Dreams. An interesting pick, but we'll see how it works out. I'm actually curious about something. So as we go into this game 4, I'm going to look something super quick regarding the stage. Now, I know, because I looked at this before today's stream actually started, that the blast zones of this stage are identical to battlefields. They are effectively the same thing. But what I'm curious about is if the platform heights are similar.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. If platform heights are different, it could change the ability to hit below. And it does look like it could be lower, at least the 2 side platforms, but I'm not entirely sure. However, either way, you can treat this as if we're playing on Battlefield, as if we were watching a set, a tri-plat set. And so you're going to be able to watch it like that. And I think both of these characters do benefit a good amount from tri-plats. Wolf has a great up air and a great forward air for setting up for juggles, and so does Yoshi. His up air now is an incredible tool for juggles.
Oh, he howls when he gets started.
I didn't know that.
That's
it's like
hilarious.
It's like a little whimper.
Oh, okay, so this is actually worth noting. The first layer of platforms, like the 2 plats, they sit at a value that actually makes them lower than Pokemon Stadium.
Really? Okay, so that is what I thought. It did look like pretty low.
And now, as for that highermost platform, that sits at a value that is actually slightly higher than Battlefield. So the platforms do have very slight differences in their heights, but that could mean big things for these characters at hand. As I mentioned earlier, Pokemon Stadium was a very good pick for Suarez because the platforms sit fairly low. These actually sit lower than I expected, making these the lowest sitting platforms of a competitively viable stage.
Yeah.
What that means for this being StockTaker's pick, though, remains to be seen. However, for what it's worth, he is in the lead. He's sitting at 113, which isn't going to be too big a deal for Suarez if he can get StockTaker off of his hype.
Suarez now throws StockTaker to the side, but not going to be able to finish his food. And now StockTaker has another chance to complete a 2-stop. Going to survive that back air and survive the onslaught as well of eggs. Up tilt, not getting everything off of it.
Full scratch with Garbo. Like, actually?
Yeah, it looks kind of iffy.
I've watched StockTaker whip at ace 3 times in this match alone, and it's made me sad. Alright.
Star KO.
Yo, we're howling to the moon. He's on his way.
And now it looks like we are on our final stock, at least of this game 4. Suarez is fighting to finish out the set. StockTaker is fighting to stay alive after an incredible comeback from Suarez in that game 3. You see that drag down back air like you were talking about. Oh, I thought that forward smash connected, but instead it was StockTaker who's getting a big hit.
Now just fighting around these eggs is going to be the main struggle for StockTaker. And once again, the grab whips! It's so deadly. He's got to come back from so far. But he overshot the ledge. Sliced Yoshi in 2. And brings us to game 5.
That was quite the interaction. I was worried that he was actually going to get punished for going above the ledge there, but instead he's making his own opportunity there with that side B, going to take the stock and take the game, and we are going to game 5.
Suarez really just exploded there.
Yeah, and I think that was probably the spike hitbox too, so he probably got shocked.
He was like super dead.
You're not even dead, you're super dead.
Yes. All right. And game 5 quickly approaching us. They're hovering. Oh, they're looking at the list. That's right. We have a printout of this weekend's stage list.
So responsible are you guys?
Oh, we're trying, man. We got to get people used to these stages. So we've actually seen all of these stages utilized now. Oddly enough.
Except Frigate?
Not in this set. We haven't seen Frigate. But we've seen Frigate, I think, once. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like earlier on.
Oh, you're right.
Like
we did. It was a super early set, and it was not close.
No. But unfortunately, I didn't switch scene fast enough for us to see what we're looking at for this game 5. So we get to see quite a surprise for us. One thing to note, though, I feel like Smashville is asking a lot of usage, at least on stream, and I'm excited for a change like that. It means that people are a lot more aligned to trying out new things.
Yeah. Especially because it's not just Pokemon Stadium right now. Like, a lot of people were expecting Pokemon Stadium to be the new Smashville, but it looks like every single stage is getting a lot of views.
Yes. If anything, it looks like Battlefield is being the go-to pick, which
yeah, that's true.
I find to be a very interesting development. All right, looks like they're trying to talk out something, figure it out, and I don't expect either of these guys to swap out their characters. I know Suarez likes Greninja, but I haven't seen him play Greninja yet. And given the success that this Wolf is bringing, I can't see StockTaker switching off of it. Battlefield is, in fact, going to be the last setting for this Winners Finals.
Yeah. StockTaker is, in fact, up in games Wolf versus Yoshi, so he has no reason to switch right now. Suarez, on the other hand, he's a Yoshi specialist. I mean, he might have a Greninja, but Suarez is known for his Yoshi for a reason. So I think the two of them are going to be steadfast in their character choices on this game 5. Though it's StockTaker who's starting out with an incredible 80% versus just 32 from Suarez.
It's worth noting that StockTaker's been doing a very good job of using forward air to space out with Wolf in this match. And we've seen a little bit of that in the previous match as well in this set, but that air is super quick. It's very reminiscent of Sheik's forward air.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost, if it sent at a more downward angle, it would feel very, very, very similar. Now, here's what I want to see. I want to see how these two players are going to continue to steal stocks in these later portions of the match. I feel like they're both used to the ways that each other can get stocks off, so I'm wondering if they're going to need to start doing a little bit more creative choices to get the kill.
I know up till that certain percentages will just outright kill instead of setting up for a kill from StockTaker. And I know Yoshi can just back air itself will kill, although we've seen both of these players using these moves as setup opportunities. We've finally seen the reflector used against the egg.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a very interesting aspect of this matchup that has been absent. I think there's just so much egg pressure, it's not worth it to reflect, so it makes sense. But
yeah, I
agree. And there's going to be sealing the first stock of this match.
StockTaker had Suarez at the edge that entire little 5-second time, and so he was able to get that kill. And now we are at 80% again. StockTaker once again going for these lasers. I'm talking about them a lot because they're so important. He's shutting down all of Suarez's jumps, and Suarez, as a Yoshi, wants to get into the air. However, Suarez now building up a lot of damage on StockTaker instead. StockTaker's getting into a position where forward air into up smash might just kill outright.
Hunting around for it. Back air going to be setting off deep off stage, and another egg to pick. Another one. Let me get a third. No,
2 eggs into forwards.
That's all we need. All right. Now, sitting on, this is set life now for StockTaker. He's got to make the most out of this stock, or else he's going to have to get the rematch in Grand Finals. You know, if Suarez does manage to win this set and then win Grands, the only characters to have won tournaments here for Ultimate Kickoff would be Shulk and Yoshi.
Really?
That's timeline.
I like that timeline.
What an aggressively Long Island timeline.
You're not wrong.
Like, there's not a lot of Shulks. I know New England has one because Gaku came out for Escape from Yoshi's Island, alongside with New England's resident Yoshi Sloth, who I'm sure is having a ball with this character.
Yeah, I can imagine. Gaku is, I would say, on the verge of New England and Tri-State, I would say. He's Westchester. However, still a good Shulk player in his own right. And one of the beginning labbers, I would say. He was labbing a lot with the character.
I've heard about that from Soul Arts, that Gaku's been doing a lot of research. All right.
Oh, yeah, no, that move is real strong.
That's the first time I've seen it hit something
besides
the ledge.
So. It's super strong.
Wow. All right. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but it's going to take more than an up B for StockTaker to take this set. He has one more full stock to take off of Suarez, so unless he lives up to his name, it's going to be a loser's bracket for his Wolf. Suarez is still holding down the fort, going for that Nair. He's really just trying to set up into a kill now.
You know, I've been talking with StockTaker about the Wolf pick just because there's a lot of players here at AON who are repping Wolf. From StockTaker and Blackbird to the likes of some newcomers who I haven't gotten the names of, as well as Mr. E. Everyone is loving Wolf. And I was saying, I don't feel like this character is able to live up to the hype because of his recovery, but I'm going to have to see if Stock can prove me wrong later on, because it is Suarez. He manages to win out Winners Finals and secure his spot in Grands.